Welcome to another fine episode of 5 with Graham. Today we're going to talk about connecting a table to an equation and seeing that tables make graphs. They do, hooray, yeah! We're going to full screen and start our presentation so you can see what I'm talking about. Hopefully not for the first time because you were paying attention in class, right? Right? Yeah, you were. Alright, here we go. Press and play, and we're off. The first thing you should know is that this is a table up here. Yeah, see? Hi, I'm a table. What's going on? My name is Mr. Table. And over here, that's an equation. What's up? I'm an equation. And did you know that equations, like this guy down here, can help you make tables, like this guy up here? What I would do every time is I would start with x, the x side of the table, and I would always put 1, 2, 3. And then after I put that 1, 2, and 3, I have to figure out what goes in the y spots. And you can do that through substitution. Remember substitution. It's when you take a number and replace it with a variable. So down here in our equation, we have x right there. And here we have numbers for x. So first, let's put in 1. Y equals 3 times 1 plus 5. Well, 3 times 1 is 3, plus 5, that equals 8. So 3 times 1 is 3, plus 5, 3 plus 5 is 8. That 8 goes up here. See how we substituted 1 in for x, and then when we solved after we substituted, we got what his buddy was supposed to be, his buddy y. He's supposed to be 8. Let's try it again, this time substituting a new number. Let's substitute the 2. The 2 can go into the x, so we'll get 3 times, that's right, times the 2, because that 3 and the x are right next to each other, and that means multiplication, plus 5. Alright, what's 3 times 2? 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 5, 6 plus 5, come on, that's 11. 11 goes in the blank when you substitute for 2. Last one. Let's substitute that 3 next. So, 3 is going to go in for that x. Well, that must mean 3 times 3 plus 5. We're just substituting the 3 in for the x and realizing that two things right next to each other like that mean multiplication. And then we're just solving for the rest of the equation like it says right here. So 3 times 3 is 9, plus 5, 9 plus 5, that'll get you 14. So 14 goes in the blank for 3. And look, we got a table. Hooray, table! You might notice that if you're doing this correctly, you are creating a pattern. We are. Look at the answers for y. Look at the answers. You start off with 8, and then it goes to 11, and then it goes to 14. That's a pattern. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. It's a pattern of plus 3. Isn't that interesting? And you'll see lots of different patterns, but only if you're doing the math correctly. Next page. So let's pretend we have that table that we just worked on. But let's sorry about that. But let's do a new equation actually. 2x plus 1. So if we plug in the 1, whoop, for that x, you'll get 2 times 1 plus 1 equals 3. If we plug in the 2, we'll get 2 times 2 plus 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 1, that equals 5. And if we plug in the 3, we'll get 2 times 3 plus 1. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 1, that's 7. Now obviously I worked through that really quickly in my head. And if you need more time doing it on paper, that's fine. Just take your time. The important thing is that you plug in the numbers, solve the equation, almost done, and then whatever answer you get, that would go in right next door in the y part of the table. Don't you see now that we've solved for that equation and have this table? We can put points on the graph. We can find 1, 3. Where is 1, 3? 1, 3. How about 2, 5? 2, 5. How about 3, 7? 3, 7. And you know what, guys? If you did it all correctly, you know what's going to happen? You'll start from one dot and you'll follow to the others, and you'll make a pretty good little line. Now, if you do all this work, let's pretend you do all this work and your dots are like in crazy places all over the place, and then you try to connect the dots and you're kind of like, I'm connecting the dots, and it made that shape. Nah, not yet. Not in 5th grade, not in 4th grade. You shouldn't have anything like that. It's going to make a pretty simple line when you connect the dots. So that's one way you can make sure you're right. If your dots make a simple line because you made your table correctly, because you followed this equation by substituting, then everything's going to be all good. Once again, folks, it feels like these concepts are too hard for just 5 minutes, but this is supposed to be review. You can come back to this after our lessons in class. And if you're still not getting it, well, make sure you do your homework. That'll help you practice. And if you're still not getting it, man, see me after school. We'll have some tutoring or something. Alright, guys. That's all the time we have for right now. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.